My fiancé laughed. I keep old flings on Snapchat for fun. I said nothing until I screenshotted every convo and dropped it in the family group chat. Suddenly, just for fun became, please forgive me. I'm Alex, 28, male, and right now my hands are still shaking as I type this out. I haven't slept in 2 nights. Every time I close my eyes, I see that smirk on Emily's face. The one she wore when she told me so casually that she keeps old flings on Snapchat for fun. Emily, 27, female, has been my fiancée for a year. We've been together for almost 5. When we met, I thought she was the kind of woman who'd ground me. She was smart, funny, magnetic in a way that made every room tilt toward her. She had this way of making me feel like the only person in the world when she locked in on me. I was hooked. The first year was like something out of a movie. Trips, late-night drives with bad diner coffee, hours-long conversations about what our future would look like. We were talking kids' names and wedding playlists before we even hit our first anniversary. But looking back, there were cracks even then. Emily thrived on attention. She didn't just like it, she inhaled it. She had this orbit of guy friends who were a little too eager, who commented on her pictures with fire emojis and inside jokes I wasn't part of. When I'd bring it up, she'd laugh and tell me not to be insecure. They're just friends, Alex. You know I'd never cheat on you. I swallowed it because I wanted to believe her, because she could say it with such conviction that I felt stupid for even questioning her. Then came Snapchat. It started as harmless, or so I thought. We'd be sitting on the couch and her phone would light up. She'd giggle, snap back, put the phone face down. I told myself it was nothing. Everyone uses Snapchat. No big deal. But every time she laughed at her phone, something inside me twisted. The breaking point was a few nights ago. We were at her sister's house for dinner, and her phone buzzed on the counter. She picked it up, smirked, and said, loud enough for me to hear, "Oh, don't worry, babe. I keep old flings on Snapchat for fun." For fun, like it was some quirky little hobby like collecting vinyl records. She said it with this casual cruelty, like she wanted me to squirm. And God help me, I didn't say a word. I just stood there, numb, while her sister laughed awkwardly and changed the subject. But inside I was burning. I didn't confront her that night. I didn't scream, didn't cry. Instead, I started watching, waiting. I needed to know. And what I found sitting in those Snapchat threads, what I screenshotted, every single message, it broke something in me. And now I can't stop thinking about what to do with it. I didn't sleep the night I went through Emily's phone. I sat on the couch, lights off, the glow of her screen burning into my eyes as I scrolled. My chest felt hollow, but my hands wouldn't stop moving. Screenshot after screenshot. Old flings, hookups, guys she swore were just friends. There was Ryan, the bartender she dated briefly before me, telling her she still had the best smile in the city. She replied with a selfie, lips pursed, a little heart emoji at the end. Then there was Kevin, some guy from her college days, telling her he still thought about that night in Miami. She laughed, and told him he was bad for her mental health, but in the fun way. Every thread had the same flavor, her fishing, them biting. She wasn't planning to meet up with them, at least not that I saw, but she was feeding off it. Every snap was like a hit of validation. I felt sick. I knew if I confronted her directly, she'd twist it. That's what Emily did best. Turn it around until I was the one apologizing for being paranoid. I needed a move she couldn't wriggle out of. Something undeniable. By the time she woke up, I had every screenshot saved, emailed to myself, backed up in cloud storage. My phone was a loaded gun. At breakfast, she was radiant. Pouring coffee, humming like nothing was wrong. She kissed my forehead and asked if I could pick up wine for her sister's baby shower this weekend. I watched her talk, all soft edges and warmth, and wanted to scream. Instead, I played along. I laughed when she laughed. I said I'd grab the wine. I kissed her cheek. But the whole time I was replaying her words in my head. I keep old flings on Snapchat for fun. It wasn't just the betrayal, it was the smugness. The way she wanted me to hear it, like testing me, like daring me. That night, I couldn't hold it in. I sent the screenshots to one person. My best friend, Marcus, 29, male. Marcus has known me since high school. He's the guy who tells me the brutal truth whether I want it or not. Bro, he texted back almost instantly. This is not fun. This is humiliation. She's keeping trophies. I told him I didn't know what to do. He replied with something that rattled me. Alex, you need to make her feel the way she made you feel. Exposed. She wanted an audience? Give her one. That's when the idea formed. Not revenge yet, not the full nuclear option, but the spark of it. Because if Emily loved anything, it was her image. She thrived on family approval, being the golden girl. Her parents adored me, thought we were the perfect couple. Her sister called me the best thing that ever happened to Emily. And Emily loved being on that pedestal. I realized something in that moment. Her Snapchat was private, but my screenshots weren't. The stage was already set. All I had to do was decide when to pull the curtain. For 3 days, I carried those screenshots like a live grenade in my pocket. Every time Emily leaned over to kiss me, every time she texted one of her just friends and giggled, I felt the pin rattling loose. I tried to act normal, but Marcus kept blowing up my phone. When are you gonna drop the bomb? Dude, she humiliated you in public. Why are you protecting her? And the worst one, if you marry her, you're basically volunteering to be the punchline. He wasn't wrong. Meanwhile, Emily was busy polishing her image. Her sister's baby shower was coming up that weekend, and Emily was in full hostess mode. Pinterest boards, pastel decorations, a whole speech about family values. The irony nearly broke me in half. Friday night, I was sitting on the couch pretending to watch TV when Emily came out of the shower, towel in her hair, scrolling on her phone. She burst out laughing. "Oh my God, Kevin just sent me the funniest snap," she said, holding back tears from laughing. Then she caught my expression and waved it off. "Don't look at me like that, Alex. It's harmless. He's all the way in Chicago. It's just fun." Fun. That word again, rattling in my skull like a bullet casing. Something snapped in me. I excused myself, went into the kitchen, and poured a drink I didn't even taste. My hands shook so bad the ice clinked against the glass. In that moment, I knew I couldn't drag this out any longer. I wasn't going to beg her to respect me. I wasn't going to argue in circles. I was going to let her choke on her own fun. The next morning, while Emily was fussing over ribbons and cupcakes for the shower, I quietly gathered my evidence. Every screenshot, every cringy reply, every selfie she'd sent. I organized them into one neat little album on my phone. And then I opened her family group chat. It was all there. Her parents, her sister, her brother-in-law. The same people who thought I was a saint for calming Emily down whenever she spiraled. I pasted every screenshot one after another in perfect order. Ryan's messages, Kevin's, the pet names, the little hearts, her selfies with captions like, "Miss this energy." And when I was done, I typed only 4 words. Just for fun, right? I set the phone down on the table, heart hammering so hard it felt like I'd run a mile. For 2 minutes, nothing. Silence. Emily hummed in the kitchen, blissfully unaware. Then her phone started vibrating like it was possessed. Her sister called first, declined. Her mom texted, "Emily, what is this?" Her dad followed with, "Explain now." Emily picked up her phone, expecting party logistics, and instead turned the color of chalk. She looked at me, back at the screen, then back at me. "What the fuck did you do?" she screamed. And just like that, the perfect little mask she'd been wearing cracked into a million jagged pieces. Emily didn't just scream, she detonated. Her phone lit up like a siren while she stood there frozen, the screen glowing in her hand. Her sister's name, then her mom's, then her dad's, all back to back. She flung the phone onto the counter like it was burning her. "You're sick, Alex," she shouted, pointing at me with a trembling hand. "Do you realize what you've done? You've embarrassed me in front of my entire family." Her eyes weren't full of guilt. They were full of rage, not because she'd been caught, because I'd exposed her. I stayed sitting at the table, arms folded. "No, Emily, you embarrassed yourself. I just made sure your audience wasn't limited to Snapchat." That's when the meltdown began. She grabbed a stack of pastel baby shower napkins off the counter and hurled them at me, like paper could smother the fire she'd started. Then she stormed over to the fridge, yanked magnets and photos down in a flurry, sending them clattering across the tile. Our engagement photo, me in a suit, her in that navy dress she loved, hit the ground face first, frame cracking right down the middle. She picked it up, stared at it, and then launched it at the wall. The glass shattered into glittering shards. I didn't move. Her phone buzzed again. This time, her mom's voice echoed through the kitchen speaker. She'd left it on auto answer without realizing. Emily, what the hell are these messages? You told us Alex was paranoid. How dare you make a fool of us like this? Emily lunged for the phone, fumbling to hang up, but her hands were shaking too badly. Stop! This isn't what it looks like, she cried, her voice cracking. Her dad's text popped up next. Wedding is off until you explain yourself. I won't have my family dragged into your games. That broke her. She turned to me, mascara already smudging, and whispered, You ruined me. But I could see the calculation behind her tears. Emily didn't cry out of shame. She cried when her power slipped. She staggered forward, clutching my arm, her nails digging into my skin. Please, Alex, we can fix this. Delete it. Tell them it was fake. You know I love you. This was nothing, just fun. I pulled my arm free. Fun, huh? How's it feel now? She screamed then, a raw animal sound, stormed into the bedroom, started ripping open drawers, hurling clothes into a suitcase. Between sobs, she muttered half-coherent threats about how her family would hate me forever, how she'd make sure no one believed me, how I'd regret crossing her. When Marcus called a minute later, I answered. He didn't even say hello, he just laughed. So you dropped the nuke. I glanced at the shattered engagement photo, the wreckage of our kitchen, Emily screaming in the background. My voice came out steady, almost calm. Yeah, and she's already burning. Update. Well, y'all weren't kidding when you said dropping those screenshots would cause absolute chaos. I posted this story thinking maybe a few people would read it, maybe tell me I wasn't crazy. Instead, I woke up to hundreds of DMs, comments ranging from king behavior to lawyer up before she goes full psycho. Some of y'all made memes out of the phrase just for fun, and I haven't laughed that hard in days. One guy even messaged me, This is like watching someone play Uno and slam down a +4 in church. But holy hell, the fallout has been worse than I could have imagined. Emily went nuclear. The second her parents saw those screenshots, the wedding was effectively dead. Her dad straight up told her, We're not funding a circus, and pulled their financial support. Her mom, who's always been on Emily's side no matter what, texted me separately. I'm so sorry, I had no idea. That hit harder than I expected. Emily, though? She's not apologizing, she's rewriting the script. She's telling anyone who'll listen that I hacked her phone and edited messages to make her look bad. She even showed up at Marcus's place last night, pounding on his door at 11 p.m., demanding he confess that he helped me fake everything. He called me afterward, half laughing, half freaked out. Bro, your ex-fiancé is out here doing a one-woman Broadway show. The baby shower today? Canceled. Her sister called me crying this morning, saying the whole family is furious, and not just at Emily, Busai, at me too. Because apparently, I humiliated them by airing dirty laundry in front of everyone. I told her flat out, better humiliated than conned. Reddit, I won't lie, I'm reeling. Half of me feels free, like I finally ripped off a mask I'd been wearing for years. The other half feels like I detonated a bomb in my own living room and now I'm standing in the rubble. I keep replaying the look on Emily's face when she realized her dad saw those snaps. Pure panic, pure exposure. But here's the kicker. She's not backing down. She's been texting me nonstop, half love-bombing, half threatening. We can fix this, baby. Don't throw away 5 years over nothing. Followed by, if you think you can destroy me, you're dead wrong. Everyone will believe me over you. And I know her. Emily doesn't lose gracefully. If she feels cornered, she'll claw her way out, no matter who she hurts in the process. So yeah, thanks for the support memes and burn the house down comments. Tempting, not gonna lie. But I think the real war hasn't even started yet. The day after I dropped the screenshots, Emily went from meltdown to full campaign mode. It was almost impressive in a terrifying way, like watching someone lose their crown and immediately start clawing through the dirt to build another. She didn't hide. She didn't go quiet. She escalated. By Sunday afternoon, she'd posted a long, teary video on Instagram. The caption read, When the person you trust most violates your privacy and tries to destroy you with lies, please send love, I need it right now. In the video, she looked like she'd rehearsed the breakdown. Red eyes, messy hair, clutching her phone like it was a lifeline. She said I'd hacked her account, manipulated conversations, and was trying to punish her for being popular. She even dropped a line about abuse survivors know what I mean when I say control. Thousands of likes, dozens of "you're so strong, queen" comments. It made me physically sick. Marcus called me 10 minutes after it went live. "She's turning this into a Lifetime movie. You need to get ahead of this, man." "I don't want to play her game," I said, pacing the living room, staring at the shattered engagement photo I still hadn't cleaned up. "You're already in it," Marcus snapped. "You either tell your side or you let her write the ending." Meanwhile, her family group chat was imploding. Her dad messaged me privately again. "I don't believe she's telling the truth. Stay strong." Her mom was more conflicted. She sent me a wall of text about how Emily has always struggled with boundaries, but also, you shouldn't have exposed her like that. Her sister? Silent. But Emily wasn't done. That evening, I came home from grabbing food and found my car keyed. Deep, jagged lines down both doors. My stomach dropped. I already knew who did it. When I checked the outdoor camera feed, there she was. Emily, hoodie up, crouched like a vandal in her own fiancé's driveway. I called her. "You keyed my car?" She laughed. "You ruined my life, Alex. I barely scratched your stupid car. We're not even close to even." That was the moment I stopped second-guessing myself. Emily wasn't panicking anymore. She was going scorched earth. And if I didn't outmaneuver her, she'd keep grinding me down until I was the villain in every version of this story. So I planned something bigger. Something she couldn't twist, couldn't spin with tears and hashtags. Because if Emily loved her audience so much, then I'd make sure her spotlight showed the real her. And the opportunity came faster than I expected. Her sister texted me late that night. "She's still coming to the baby shower. She says she needs to explain everything. I don't know what to do." My blood ran cold, then hot. Perfect. She wanted a stage? I'd give her one. But this time, I wasn't just going to expose her in texts. I was going to let her bury herself in front of everyone she cared about. The morning of the baby shower, I felt like I was walking into a battlefield. I wasn't even supposed to go. Technically, it was ladies only. But when her sister Rachel texted again saying, "She's coming anyway, please be here, I need backup," I knew this was it. Emily thrived on performance. She thought she could waltz in, crocodile tears ready, and convince everyone she was the victim. But I wasn't going to sit quietly in the corner this time. The shower was at Rachel's house. Balloons in pastel pink and yellow, a table of tiny sandwiches, soft music playing. It should have been peaceful. Instead, the air was thick with tension. Everyone kept darting glances at me. Emily's mom whispering to an aunt, Rachel pacing with her hand on her belly. And then Emily arrived. She made an entrance like she was walking onto a stage. White sundress, hair curled, sunglasses perched dramatically even though it was cloudy. She hugged Rachel, kissed her mom on the cheek, then turned to the room and announced, "I know there's been some confusion, and I need to clear my name." I felt my jaw tighten. Clear her name. She pulled out her phone, started rambling about privacy violations and Alex being controlling. She claimed the screenshots were fabricated, that I had issues with jealousy. She even squeezed out a shaky little sob for effect, and people were buying it. I saw heads nodding, heard someone mutter, "Poor thing." That's when I stood up. "Emily," I said, loud enough that everyone stopped whispering. "If you're going to tell the story, at least tell the whole thing." She froze. "Alex, sit down. This isn't the time." But I didn't sit. I pulled out my phone, mirrored it to the TV Rachel used for Netflix nights. Thank you, Marcus, for reminding me about smart TVs. The screen lit up with every screenshot, the selfies, the hearts, the messages about missing that energy. Gasps rippled through the room. Emily lunged at me, grabbing my arm. "Stop it. This is private. You can't—" I shook her off. "Private? You bragged about keeping flings for fun. You wanted attention? Here's your audience." Her mom covered her mouth. Rachel looked like she might faint. One of her aunts whispered, "Oh my God," Emily snapped. She started screaming, high-pitched, feral, swiping at the TV remote, knocking over a tray of cupcakes in the process. Frosting smeared across the carpet as she stomped and cried. Her perfect white dress streaked pink. "He's lying," she shrieked, even as the proof looped behind her. "He made this up," but nobody believed her anymore. Her dad, who'd come late to help set up, stepped into the doorway mid-chaos. He took one look at the screen, then at Emily, and said quietly but firmly, "This is done. You are done." Emily's scream broke into sobs. She dropped to her knees in the frosting, mascara running, clutching her phone like it could save her. And me? I didn't feel victorious. I felt empty. Watching her crumble wasn't fun. It was brutal. Necessary, but brutal. Marcus texted later. "King shit, but keep your guard up. She's not the type to disappear quietly." He was right. Because as bad as the baby shower meltdown was, Emily wasn't finished. She still had her claws, and she was about to use them. Update 2. Okay, so I didn't expect my last post to blow up the way it did. I figured a handful of you would nod and say, "Yeah, man, you did the right thing." Instead, I woke up to thousands of comments, memes, and even a few people DMing me, pretending to be Emily. One of y'all even edited a photo of a cupcake with "just for fun" iced on top, and I nearly choked laughing. But the baby shower story, that got a reaction I wasn't ready for. Half of you said I was a legend for airing her dirty laundry on the TV. The other half said I should have just walked away quietly instead of stooping to her level. To the people in the second group, I get it, I really do. Watching her break down in front of her family wasn't satisfying in the way I imagined. It was messy, ugly. A room full of shocked faces while she clawed at the remote like a feral cat. It didn't feel like victory. It felt like watching someone implode. Still, I can't lie. Part of me needed her mask to break in public. Because if it was just me telling the story, she'd spin it until I looked like a jealous control freak. Now, they saw it with their own eyes. There's no undoing that. But here's the thing, Reddit. Emily didn't just slink away after that meltdown. She doubled down. She's been spamming my phone with texts, alternating between "I'll never forgive you" and "I miss you. We can fix this." Her sister Rachel told me Emily's been crashing at their parents' house, storming around like a caged animal, screaming at her mom for taking Alex's side. Her dad? He told her point blank she embarrassed the entire family. That one hit her hard. She thrives on being the golden child, and now she's radioactive. And she's lashing out. Yesterday morning, someone spray-painted "liar" across my garage door in giant red letters. Cops came, I showed them the camera footage. It was Emily. Hoodie up, but unmistakably her. They told me I could press charges, but honestly, I hesitated. Not because I don't want to, but because I know it'll only send her into another spiral. And Reddit? I swear I'm not exaggerating here. She tried to show up at my job. My manager intercepted her in the parking lot. She was sobbing, holding a crumpled sign that said, "Alex abused me." My boss came to me afterward like, "What the hell is going on in your personal life?" So yeah, this isn't over. If anything, it's escalated. I feel like I'm living in a soap opera I never auditioned for. But I'm not backing down. I've got her on video, on texts, on everything. If she wants to play this game, I'm ready. And Marcus keeps reminding me of something that stuck. She's not trying to win you back, bro. She's trying to control the story. Don't give her the pen. I won't. By the time part of me thought things couldn't get any darker, Emily proved me wrong. Her tantrums weren't just emotional anymore. They were physical, dangerous. It started small. A mutual friend, Jenna, texted me out of the blue. "Emily's been telling people you hit her. Is that true?" My stomach dropped. Emily wasn't just smearing me online. She was planting lies in real life where it could stick. I called Marcus, pacing the living room. "She's saying I'm abusive now." He didn't even sound surprised. "Classic move. She lost control, so now she's rewriting you as the villain. Document everything, don't engage." But avoiding engagement became impossible. 2 nights later, I woke to a crash outside. When I ran to the front window, I saw Emily in my driveway screaming at the top of her lungs. She had a hammer in her hand, and one of my headlights was already smashed to pieces. I bolted outside, phone in hand, recording everything. "Emily, put the hammer down!" She spun toward me, mascara streaked, hair wild. "You ruined me!" she shrieked. Then she lunged at my car again, slamming the hammer into the hood with a sickening crunch. I called the cops right there, adrenaline shaking through my veins. She didn't stop, not even when I told her they were on the way. She just stood in the driveway, hammer dangling, chest heaving, eyes locked on me like a predator. When the squad car finally rolled up, she dropped the hammer and put on a show, sobbing, clutching her arms, telling the officers I'd locked her out and stolen her things. Luckily, my security camera had captured everything. The broken headlight, the hammer in her hand, the screaming. The officers pulled me aside. "Do you want to press charges?" I hesitated, but then I thought about the keyed car, the spray-painted garage, the stunt at my workplace. This wasn't just a meltdown anymore. It was escalation. "Yes," I said. My voice didn't shake. They cuffed her right there, still sobbing, still swearing I'd regret this. Watching her get loaded into the back of that cruiser felt surreal. This was the woman I'd once pictured walking down the aisle toward me. Now, she looked like a stranger. Her family found out within hours. Rachel called me crying, torn between sympathy and fury. Her mom left me a voicemail. "How could you humiliate her like that? You know she's unstable." Her dad, though, he texted me only 2 words. "Good call." For once, he and I agreed. Still, I can't shake the feeling this isn't over. Emily doesn't take losing lightly. Jail for one night won't scare her into silence. If anything, it might make her come back harder. And the thought that keeps me up at night? She hasn't lost everything yet. She still has social media. She still has her audience. And I know she'll weaponize it before she ever admits the truth. Emily getting arrested should have been the end. For most people, it would have been a rock-bottom moment, a wake-up call. But Emily wasn't most people. Jail didn't humble her. It gave her a new angle. Within 24 hours of being released, she launched a full-blown smear campaign. Instagram posts with captions like, "When men can't handle strong women, they destroy them." TikToks where she cried on cue, lip-syncing to sad breakup songs while splicing in old photos of us, painting me as the abuser who isolated her. She even posted a photo of the cuff marks on her wrists from the arrest with the caption, "Evidence of what he did to me." The worst part? People believed her. Strangers flooded my DMs with death threats. One guy messaged, "Hope someone keys your face, asshole." Marcus tried to talk me down. "Bro, remember, you've got the truth, proof, receipts." She's just screaming into the void. But it didn't feel like a void when people at work started whispering. When neighbors avoided me at the mailbox. When my boss pulled me aside and said, "I don't care what's going on in your personal life, but keep it out of the office." Emily wasn't just clawing at me anymore. She was trying to drag me under. So I made a choice. I took every shred of evidence I had, screenshots, videos of her vandalizing my car, the security footage of her with the hammer, even the audio of her screaming in my driveway, and I uploaded it all to a private link. No commentary, no ranting, just the raw, uncut truth. Then I shared the link with exactly 3 people: Rachel, her dad, and Emily's mom. Within hours, Rachel texted, "I showed Mom. She finally believes it. She's devastated." Her dad called me personally. "Thank you. It's about time someone stopped her." And here's the twist. I didn't post it online. I didn't need to. Her own family, her inner circle, the people she lived to impress, saw the truth and pulled the plug themselves. Her mom deleted Emily's Instagram for her, passwords she'd known for years. Her dad threatened to cut her off financially if she kept lying. And Rachel told her she wasn't welcome near the baby until she got serious help. Emily went silent after that. No more posts, no more late-night drive-bys, no more theatrics. Just silence. And me? I finally felt free. Do I feel like a hero? No. It doesn't feel like triumph. It feels like surviving a storm that ripped half my life apart. I still wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, expecting to hear her pounding on my door. I still flinch when my phone buzzes. But here's the symbolic part. I fixed the headlight she smashed. The hood's still dented, sure, but the car runs fine. Every time I see that dent, it reminds me. I didn't imagine it. I lived through it, and I got out. Marcus keeps telling me, "Man, you turned her own stage lights on her and she crumbled. That's justice." Maybe he's right. All I know is this: if someone ever laughs in your face and says, "I keep old flings on Snapchat for fun," don't wait for the explosion. Believe them the first time. Because people like Emily, they don't stop until you make them.